up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Get With It. I am your co-host, Camille Buxada, a.k.a. Killer Cam.
And I'm your co-host, Jayani Smith, a.k.a. J Money.
We're here for a very special episode, an AllStar Fest weekend episode with Alyssa Thomas. Alyssa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I mean, we're in Chicago. We're here for another AllStar weekend, and it feels like, I mean, we had one last year, but I mean, still the COVID kind of like little bits of it. I mean, and then the year before wasn't an All-Star. I feel like we haven't had one in a minute.
We have not.
You know, how does it feel to be back and be named an All-Star yet again, playing in a special game?
It's exciting. Last year with being hurt, I was a part of All-Star, supporting my teammates, but to be back out there playing in an All-Star, just a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, we're gonna go all the way to
start from the beginning.
We gotta start all the way from the beginning because you've had an incredible career. Talk to us some of those early days when you first picked up a ball and you were like, this is what I want to do. Like, how did you figure out that was something you wanted to follow?
Honestly, at first, my mom kind of signed me up for basketball, and I did not want to play. I was kicking, screaming, crying. It was not the thing that I was looking forward to doing. I was painfully shy, so I didn't want to go out there and play. But little by little, each year, I just gained more confidence and really fell in love with the game.
Yeah, I love that. And I feel like sometimes the things you love most in life come unexpectedly, right? Like even when you're not thinking about it. Was there a moment when you realized like, oh, shit, like I'm pretty good. Like I could do this?
People always were saying that, but for me, it was just always, I just love playing. I love having fun. And as I started getting looks from colleges, I think that's when I realized I could really run with this.
And let's talk about that, because I'm from PG. I grew up going to Maryland games, watching you play as a kid. Y'all were very successful. Like, I feel like you guys were kind of the start of, like, that Brenda Freese era, like, the success there. Talk to us a little bit about that. I mean, I think that has to be talked about when we talk about the great career you've had thus far. Walk us through some of those like great moments that you all experienced while you were there.
Yeah, Coach Freese, I think it was like an instant connection. It was a no-brainer for me to want to go there. And once I got there, it was tough. I'm not going to lie. They pushed us. They kicked our butts in workouts. But for me, it was the best decision I made, and it pushed my game to another level. What
would you say was like your most memorable or like favorite moment on or off the court with like your teammates and stuff while you were there?
Oh man, it's too many. There's so much to do in Maryland, but I guess on the court, it was probably my sophomore year when we played Duke and we beat them at the buzzer. Beating Duke was always a huge thing for us. So
yeah, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I remember those days. I remember those days. Absolutely. Definitely. And so, kind of just talk us through, how your transition has been. It's a very competitive league, and you grew up playing in a very competitive, conference in the the ACC then. But sort of how did that prepare you for the league and then being able to see the league grow in your years now? Yeah,
I think for me in college, I played a lot of positions, which I think has helped me in my pro level. I started as a 3, and we found out pretty early on in my career that the 4 was just kind of better for me. And now this year I played point, 3, 4. So it just taught me how to be adaptable, and I've had to figure out how to make my game work in this league.
That's awesome. And we talk about it all the time because like, this league is a positionless league. That's for real. You got to come in being able to play all 5 and defend all 5. That's another big part of it. And that's where you've made your name known, on the defensive end. Is that something that, like, you knew you came in and you were like, this is where I want to adapt my game to? And, like, because at the end of the day, when it comes to W, you got to show your value to whatever team they're on because, yes, you can be a great scorer, but sometimes that's not what the team needs you to do. You got to be able to adapt to what's needed. So how did you kind of come to that?
Yeah, coming out of college, I was a scorer. Defense, I played it here and there, but my primary role was to score. And coming to a team, you already have scorers. So I had to figure out what I could do and bring to this team. And I found out pretty early on defense was what I could do. And I just kind of ran with that.
Yeah. And so what have been, and especially like in those early days, like was there a welcome to the league moment that stands up to you from a defensive end where you're like, ooh, okay, I got to get better there?
Definitely Maya Moore. She's one of the greatest to ever play the game. And yeah, I was thrown into the fire my rookie year against her for sure.
And we've talked about it before with other players, but like, what's that comparison of like watching the scout or preparing for this guy, watching film, watching them on TV, and then actually like them or players like Maya Moore?
Yeah, it's completely different. I mean, they can prepare you and tell you all the things, but when you actually get out there in the flow, you're definitely not ready at all. At all.
And so how did you kind of take it upon yourself to mentally prepare yourself, right? Because it's like, it's going to get there. After you experience it once, you're like, all right.
Not gonna let this happen
I know,
again.
I got to
Sure.
mentally get there. So how do you kind of go about doing that now? And how does that kind of compare to back then?
Yeah, I mean, I think the more you're in the league, the more you play against these players, you just learn their tendencies and learn the offense. So for me, now it's a no-brainer. I just go out there and know what I need to do against these players. And of course, most times I'm guarding the best, but my job is just to make it hard for them. And I try to do that each and every night.
Oh, that's dope. And Connecticut's you guys have had so much success over the last, 5-6 years, it feels like. And so talk to us a little bit about how you guys kind of formulated what is now your championship, caliber team and roster. And how have you kind of like sustained that? Because it's crazy, it's not like, I feel like we see it in the W now where you have them for a couple years and then, like something happens.
Off a little bit, yeah.
Right? It hasn't happened for you guys. So how have you guys kind of sustained that level of play?
I mean, we started at the bottom. It was a lot of rebuilding, a lot of buying in and just working hard together. And of course, you saw our 2019 run, and we still have a lot of those pieces. So for us, I mean, we're right there. So it's just about finishing the job. I think people just talk, and Connecticut's always in the running, but we just haven't got over that hump yet.
So, I mean, kind of like what we were just talking about, you guys have had such really good runs. And I remember actually I talked to Jazz right before her injury this year, which, I mean, sucks to hear. You're losing, but one of your greats. But, what makes this team this year just as hungry and if not, like more prepared even to kind of push you guys over the edge? I
think we understand that this could be the last time we see this team together. We've all been here, 5-6 years, been, trying to win a championship. So this is it for us.
Yeah.
We know it's make or break year, and we got to win it this year for sure.
I hear that. I mean, listen, winning's what
we're
you guys,
here for.
What you guys are here for, right? And
Exactly.
so, I mean, you guys lost Jazz, but you got Courtney Williams back. How does that inject like that energy back into your locker room that maybe wasn't there the last 1 or 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, I think, back after 2019, we brought Dewana. Courtney was supposed to be part of the vision as well. And she goes off to Atlanta, and, 2020, no JJ. Last year I was hurt. So we've just been each and every year trying to have the team that we envisioned, and just unfortunately things have happened that we haven't. But despite not having Jazz, we still have a great team, and we've just been figuring out along the way, and bumps and bruises, but there's plenty of time until playoffs.
Yeah, I hear that. And who's had an incredible season? Nia, your rookie. I mean, talk to us a little bit about what she brings to this team. Being so young, but like having so much energy and flair out there that kind of like sparks that energy.
I think she surprises us. Just how shifty she is, how she's able to get to the basket, how she's able to score on each level. So for us, she's picking up on game plans, everything that we're trying to do, and it's just really impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd love to hear your take on women's basketball has evolved, and like the competition is so strong from top to bottom. I mean, you're a vet in the league at this point. Like, how have you been able to kind of see it transform, and where do you kind of see it going now that you've been playing for all these years?
Yeah, I think you guys spoke to it, how, we're all positionless now, which is just fun to see. Even with us, we're able to play so many different lineups each and every night. I mean, I'm at the point with JJ, Bree, DB, Courtney. So it's just fun to watch how the game has elevated each and every year. People are bringing more and more to the game, and I can't wait to see how much more it can grow.
Yeah. I mean, we got to talk real quick because I don't think there's a player in this league that is more physically tough and mentally tough than the person sitting right next to me. Let's talk about it. Because you've played with torn labrums for how many years? I don't even know. You've had injury after injury, but every time you're resilient. You find a way to score, even if it's not traditional and people are sitting here, doubting it or whatever, saying what they want to say. But like, at the end of the day, it gets the job done. So let's talk first, before anything, let's talk when you have these injuries, what kind of goes through your head in terms of, okay, what can I figure out to still potentially help my team?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. What can I still do to help my team? And despite shoulder injuries, everything, I find a way to help my team, whether it's scoring, defense, creating. And that's just always been me. I'm a tough person. A lot of things don't take me out the game. So if they do, then I'm really hurt. But yeah, I just have adapted and created a game that is different than anything people have really seen.
Yeah, wait, Game 5, wasn't it? I don't know if you remember. Game 5, what, 2 years ago? 2019, was it 2019?
2019, yeah.
You went down. I don't remember thinking she's out. Like, it's
Oh,
like
20. That was 20.
2020?
It was bubble season.
Was it
Yeah,
bubble
it was
season?
bubble
Okay, I'm
season.
trying to think.
Yeah.
I remember she went down. I was like, it was against Vegas, I'm pretty sure. And I was
Yeah.
like, she's out. Like, the game's over. And I mean, it's over. You came back from the locker room and you got taped up and you were right back in. I was like, yo, what? How did you do that in that moment? Just mentally, like, you know, flip a switch to, you know, get yourself back in that mode.
Yeah, it was crazy because the doctor that was in the bubble was my doctor at Maryland. So she already, she knew me. She knew the type of person I was. And she knew, like, I'm not the type of person.
Yeah, you couldn't even hold her
And when
down.
she told me that, you know, nothing else was damaged, she already knew that I was probably going to make the decision to play. And yeah, I mean, it was a no-brainer for me. Nothing more was damaged. And she said, it's all based off of your pain tolerance. And that's all I needed to hear.
And so take us back through like the first time you had those shoulder injuries. You started creating this shot that is a little bit more front facing. It doesn't have the full extension of your shoulder. Yeah. What kind of led you to creating that? And did you work with a trainer to even create that for yourself, or was it like, give me the ball, I'm gonna figure it out?
Yeah. It's crazy because I started shooting left-handed. I've always shot left-handed. And once I hurt my left shoulder, it just wasn't working the way that I wanted it to work. So then I switched my shot over to my right. So I started shooting my free throw with my right hand. And even still, I just didn't ever feel like I could get the elevation that I wanted. So I just started doing this push shot and working on it each and every year overseas in the league. And
I don't know how you... Can you play with that with 2, Laura?
I can't. I was about to say, I'm just sitting here thinking about it because when I broke my right elbow, I was outside trying to shoot my left hand. I'm like, yeah, it's over for me. It's curtains. Like, hang it up. If I can't get my right arm back, I'm out.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. Flat screen. It's over.
Yeah.
I broke my foot one time and I was like, yeah, I'm out for like a little bit. And then me coming back even, I like mentally.
You don't feel the same.
You don't feel the same. And so, you know, has that ever kind of been the reason why for you, like even in those moments where it's like, oh, I should sit out to do this and maybe get surgery or whatever it is, you still say, you know what, like I can still make it happen because like you don't want to change your game or not change your game. I don't want to say that, but change whatever you already you're doing, you know, to score.
Yeah, I mean, to have both of them done is, 6-7 months recovery. And I mean, they say it's a hard recovery process. I think for me, if I wasn't able to score or do things, then it'd be a no-brainer. But right now, I feel
you make it work.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep racking out until it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, man. Do you hear anything from your coaches when they're like, are you sure you want to go back in? Like, does anybody say anything to you like, you sure?
No,
they just let you rock.
Yeah, I think everybody knows if I don't get up, then I'm really hurt.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy. Where do you think you got there, or when did you find out that you had that type of mental and physical toughness? Because that pain tolerance, like being able to tell yourself, I'm good, even if you are in pain, like, where does that kind of come from, and when did you figure out that you had that in you?
Definitely my mom. She coached me my whole way up through AAU, and anytime I was laying on the ground or fell down, she'd just tell me to get up. You know, one time I had my wrist was broken, and she was like, "Get up, you're fine." And of course, I got up and I showed her like, "Hey, I'm not okay." But yeah, she's always just pushed me and just not allowed me to, just be weak, I guess.
Do you do anything in those moments where you're like, I don't know, like? People talk about like Kobe flipped the switch, or people flip the switch. MJ, whoever it is, whatever player it is. Do you ever have like that flip the switch moment that like you got to tell yourself? Is there something you tell yourself?
I think if like bubble season leading up into that game, I just go to this place where I'm just not thinking about it. I know that I'm capable of doing what I do, and I listen to my music, get in the zone, and just go out there.
What's on your playlist? We
That's
gotta
what we're
ask.
not. Yeah.
We gotta bump into your headphones. We gotta
I'm more of a slow speed. I like chill music. I love listening to Khalid before the game. That's definitely my vibe before the game.
Yeah, a little like the alternative R&B that's existing now. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Wait, what are your top 5 artists then, like in that like kind of realm that you listen to? So Khalid is one.
Miguel. I don't know. Those are definitely my top 2 right now.
Yeah.
Those 2 I got on repeat.
You got Brent?
Okay.
Brent Fires?
You listen to new Brent?
A little bit.
Yeah, Brent's good.
Yeah, he just dropped something new today.
You got a couple good ones in there. Snow Eliza. That's a little more like soft, but.
I do like it though. I like that kind of vibe. That's my speed before the game.
So who's got the aux cord in the locker room though then pregame?
Courtney.
Courtney?
Okay.
Courtney, yes.
What type of vibe does she bring? Like, you got your separate headphones in when she's playing?
Sometimes, I can't listen to that music all the time. You go from locker room to the court, it's too much for me. Yeah.
That I get. I mean, everyone's got their own flow.
Exactly.
No, I mean, no one knows what anyone's listening to. Everyone thinks it's like one certain thing. It's like, no, it's a little bit more to that.
Totally.
And talking music, something that I've loved to see in the W in the last like 4 or 5 years is how we've evolved in like the fashion world and kind of, exploring more of that pregame fits. And you guys have one of the best tunnels to do that in Mohegan Sun. I mean, I'll never forget when you guys had the disrespect tees with the CT on top. Shit was fire.
Classic.
Yeah, and so talk to us like, what's your style? How would you kind of describe your style? What's your like go-to fit?
I'm pretty chill. Jeans, some type of tee, and some ones, some low ones.
Some low ones. Okay. What
real chill.
What are the must-have kicks in the closet then? Like, what are your favorites?
Give us top 3.
Yeah, top three.
My top 3? I'm 1s, 3s, and 4s for sure.
3s.
Okay. Yeah, 1s are top of my list. I'm right there with you on that one.
Yeah.
Which 3s though?
Oh man. I'm gonna go with the breads.
The breads?
Yeah.
Those are classic.
I'm going to say I'm a black cement 3s kind of gal.
Those
Black
are
cement.
good.
I'm
black
with the
cements.
cements. Yeah. I like 3s more than I like 4s. So I want 2s though. 2s are on my list. I mess with the 2s. People don't like them.
Yeah, I can't. I'm with Izzy. I
the
can't
twos.
get with them.
No, I'm not with the
I
twos at
like
all.
them.
Nah.
I like them. I want 2s, and then I think I want 13s. I don't know. I got some random ones that I like want to, start collecting a little bit more. So I hear you. And so, we're here in Chicago. What All-Star Game is this for you?
3.
3?
Yes.
What's your mentality going into this game? And because I feel like All-Stars have become a little more serious almost. It was fun.
It was last year.
It was fun.
Definitely serious.
And then it turned serious again, right?
Yes.
Like when did that happen? And, what do you want to do in this game on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm just out here to have fun.
All right. That's fair.
I think All-Star Game is fun. Last year was competitive with the USA, but try to make it fun again.
Yeah, nah, I hear that. And who are you most excited to play with and against?
I'm excited to play against Bree. Bree and I have been on the same team for 5-6 years overseas. So this is the first time we have not been on the same team together. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And everybody on my team I'm looking forward to playing with. I mean, there's a lot of greats, so I'm just excited.
Who's bringing home the W, though?
Hopefully us.
Yeah.
But we will see depending on what vibe we're going with, fun or serious. So
It might get a little bit too fun out there, and y'all be like, all right, hold on now. We
Yeah,
got to tighten up.
Exactly.
We gotta bring it back.
Exactly.
You kind of just touched on it, and I actually want to talk about this earlier, and I forgot. But overseas life,
Yes.
talk to us like what that is for you and how that helps you elevate your game. Every year, because I feel like that's something that we talk about it from they shouldn't have to go overseas, which 100%, we want to get to that point where that is just not, but it also does have, some other parts that are positive when it comes to development.
Yeah, for sure. We spend more time overseas than we do here. So you're just able to work on your game. A lot of us play in EuroLeague, which is top league in Europe. So we're playing against the best players in the world. So you're able to see different styles, different defenses, and I'm just able to elevate my game each and every year and try to bring it back to the league.
Yeah. I mean, EuroLeague is such a fun league to watch, and I wish I could get games more often. I always end up just kind of looking up the highlights.
Yeah.
But there's some good stuff, right?
For
Like,
sure.
is there like a moment overseas, is there something about overseas that you enjoy the most, whether it's, just kind of getting away from what's here and getting to experience life there?
Yeah, it's a different culture.
Yeah.
You're just able to see the world, especially playing EuroLeague, get to go to a whole bunch of different countries and see places I probably would have never went to visit. So for me, it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy going overseas.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
And so, you know, as we kind of wrap it up here, we want to talk a little bit about what you're looking forward most to post All-Star break, right? You're getting into the second half of the season. We're working now into what's going to be a playoff run for you guys. What do you feel that you guys need to do as a team to get you guys to that, you know, potential top 1 or 2 seed, which you guys are already up there, to keep that, right? And have that home court advantage?
Yeah, we still are figuring things out. You know, we'll win some, lose some, but right now we're in good position. We're right where we want to be, but we know we got to take it to another level with playoffs coming up. And like I said, we got to buy in, continue to grow our defense, and just go out there and just try to kill teams.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's going to happen because I think we've been talking about this. It's all about when you peak.
Yes.
If you don't want to be peaking the first half of the season.
Yeah.
Too early. You want to, you know, find your time to hit your stride, right? And it's only about a month and a half away, but it's perfect. That's what you need to now start putting it all together.
Yes.
Well, Alyssa, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to have yet another All-Star weekend with you here and back in Chicago. Oh, wait, real quick. What you got in the tunnel this Sunday?
You know, let's see. I got some fits.
Man, she's holding
Definitely
out.
got some fits.
She's holding out. That's crazy. That's crazy.
See, you were like some jeans and a tee.
And then as soon as you said that,
I definitely stepped it up. I definitely stepped it up more than that, for sure.
So definitely we'll have
we're
to
gonna
wait
have to keep calm.
Keep calm, and we'll see. I'll be looking out for that tunnel fix.
Sounds good.
Well, thank you for having us, Alyssa, and thanks for coming. We're looking forward to another All-Star weekend. Let's get it.
That's so.
Awesome. Well, that was a vibe with AT. I mean, man, she's a legend. Wait. We got to tell the people what Jay was feeling before AT stepped in this room.
I mean, as soon as she walked in here, I'm not gonna lie, I was fangirling a little bit. Like, I don't usually do that because I feel like, you know, you've been working in the sports industry long enough that, like, you're not supposed to really fangirl when you see people. But, like, when I say I grew up on AT, like, my dad making me go to basketball games when I was, like, still learning the game, it was Chrissy Tolliver and Alyssa Thomas. Crystal Langhorn, like, that whole Maryland squad.
That Maryland squad was
like that. They were like that.
I remember that 2007 game.
Yeah.
When Chrissy hit that shot,
They were
that
like
shit was crazy.
that. So I was trying to keep my composure. I hope that y'all could tell. I was playing it cool. I was playing it real cool. But she's truly a legend. Like, she really
100%.
is. And she's just so humble. Like,
girl. And
just
like
casually.
What I can't like wrap my head around is playing with 2 torn labrums.
Like, just talking about how she had to transform her shot and like she's
like, yeah, I shoot right now.
huh?
Like, what? Like, I could shoot with both arms. What pro?
Says no one ever.
What professional in any league have you seen really just literally switch the hand they use predominantly at whatever they do? Basketball, football, whatever, baseball. I don't know. I never heard of that shit.
That's not regular. Unless some people are just born ambidextrous, but like becoming, like making yourself transform, no.
She's like the definition of a dog. Like someone
literally.
that like, regardless of what is happening, like she's getting out on the floor. She's just gonna make it out there.
She got that fight in her.
I know, and I respect the hell out of that. Those are the type of players that to me like stand out the most because at the end of the day, like they're the ones you can count on. I mean, like even she said it, like I remember that game 5, like I thought she's out, she's done. Like, and she got back in there. It's crazy. Can't even believe it. But
I'm just graced to be in her presence.
She's lost for words. She's still on a high. She's on cloud 9 up here. She's a little too
I
excited.
should take a picture so I can send it to my dad, but
You
it's
can
okay.
take a picture?
I mean, we got it on video.
It's okay. There's
okay.
content
Yeah.
around. There's
We got the
cameras.
personal tent.
We got personal
We
tent.
got the personal tent. Have we told y'all about personal tent?
No, we gotta tell you about
We'll
personal
talk about
tent.
that
Shout out
another time.
Theus McBee, host of No Pump Fakes, tells us all the time.
You gotta
What's
get
the
the
most
personal
important?
tent.
Personal tent is the most, it's key.
When we come back from a shoot, and then after we do the rollout, everything's playing, everything's up live, he's like, all right, personal tent. And if me and Cam say we don't have anything, it's a problem.
And it's happened a couple times. I'm not proud.
Especially
the Candace Parker
recently,
shoe.
yeah. The Dawn Staley shoe. How you don't get a picture with Dawn Staley? Like,
I know. Well, we just focus on our crafts. We're not focused on the
real
photo.
We're all about the business.
We're
all about the Benjamins, baby.
Yeah,
like,
listen, we're just here. We're professionals.
But I'm not
Sorry,
gonna
Theus.
lie. I'm very upset about some of the personal tent that we missed out on. But it's okay.
That's fair. We live with it. We live with it. It's all good. Well, looking ahead, I mean, obviously we're here in Chicago. We're really excited for the second half of the season. Like, I'm ready to get into playoffs. I'm ready to see what's going to shake out because, like we've been talking about, I mean, it's not looking as solid as we thought
it was. It's
right?
not.
I mean, the Aces are on a 5-game losing streak up to this point. Some teams are on the rise. We see, what New York's doing.
They're turning things
around. Exactly. I mean, what do you think? Who do you see kind of in that playoff spot that will really surprise you?
See, so I would say Atlanta, but honestly, I probably would have said it would surprise me earlier on this season. Right now, though, not so much because they've been balling.
Yeah.
Surprise me. I will say, if the Mystics, and I'm going with them because they're my home team too, if the Mystics don't make a playoff spot, because they've been kind of like up and down, honestly.
But the Mystics are a team that I can always count on. Like, should they be in there? Like, they're going to make a push.
Yeah, they'll get it done.
Because Tebow and the squad, what Elena can do. They've got Alicia Clark now. Obviously, Elena's in and out, but she's still playing great ball. Like, I truly believe that they're going to make a nice little playoff push.
Run.
I could see that. Yeah. I could see that. I don't know if anybody was
my fingers. I'm trying to figure out who actually. That was more so like a surprise me if they're not in it.
For me, New York, because I didn't think they were going to make it because they had like a rough patch. They're turning it around now. I'm like, all right. We'll see. I will say, and I don't want to say it, I don't know if Phoenix is going to make it this year.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. It's not looking too hot for them.
I know. It's interesting. I'm interested to see what happens.
Yeah. I'm not gonna throw doubt on them just yet. I'm just looking forward to see what's to come. Yeah.
Exactly. And talking Aces, like they were like my favorite to win. I'm like, without a doubt, but we're seeing some cracks in the cement. But like we mentioned and we've talked about a bunch, it's all about when you peak, right? So them coming out of this break is gonna be huge. I think those first like 5 games are going to be huge, how they react and respond to, kind of what they did leading up to the break, which, hasn't been who they are. Like Asia said, it's not who we are.
Yeah. Honestly, and I feel like I say this all the time, like whenever we're talking playoffs or finals or any great matchup, I'm like, I just want to see a good game of basketball. Like that's all I'm here for. Even if I'm a fan of a certain team or player, like I just want to see like some great bump. And I know we're going to get that. Like last year, I feel like really set the standard, like, every single game was like had me on the edge of my seat. Like I'm tuned in. 100%. If you're not, what are you doing? So that's really what I'm looking forward to the most. Like I just know it's going to be so competitive.
Agreed.
And I know they're going to live up to the hype. So
yeah, I hear that. I remember last year. Was it? I think it was the semifinals. It was. I was at a bar watching it in Brooklyn. It was Aces and Phoenix. It was like the last 3 minutes of that game, which were game 5, which was insane. It was back and forth. Score, the score changes were nonstop. This bar had the nerve to change it.
Everybody went crazy in there. No,
because they were like putting some baseball game on. I got on the table. This is my crazy ass. I got on the table and started screaming at the bartender from the table.
I hope somebody has some videos.
What are you doing? Who was I with? I think I was with Miles. I was with my guy Treb. Allie was there. And
I'm going to have to hit up Allie. Like, did y'all get her on your close
I got up there. I was like, you're not changing this game on me because it was that good. And not only that, but you should never change a game in the middle of it.
Especially not the end in this that close.
Like rude. But also really more because, that shit was one of the best games I'd seen in a while, especially in the playoff, because we had like a consistent season up to that point. Because of the pandemic and all that. So like, it's a really good game. And like you said, that's all I want this season. That's all I want. More good games.
Did you get them to turn the game back on though? Like, were you successful?
Yeah. Okay. I went behind the bar. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
The Puerto Rican comes out of me, the aggressiveness,
she's
the hands get all in there. I'm like, what you think? I even start speaking a little Spanish. I don't know.
They probably didn't know what you were saying. They're like, yeah, just turn the game on for her, please.
I'm like, I got my hoops. I'm like, don't make me take my hoops off. I'm out there screaming at these people. No, I get a little crazy. It's not.
She goes hard for the W. We love that. That's
why
we love her.
I go hard for it. Yeah. Like Ari says, the W is so important.
So important.
Can't do anything about it. But talking predictions, I want to do a little predictions on the League Fits Awards. Because listen, these are some of the most coveted awards. Like,
they are. It's become very serious.
Everybody does. They are very serious. Like the team now has a panel. They go really into, and I love it. I love that how seriously they take it. But like, who do you think is going to end up in that coveted first team League Fits Award team?
I'm
trying to think
going Sue Bird right off the bat.
Yep.
She always steps every time. I'm putting Skylar in there.
Okay.
She's been showing out.
Same.
And
I like her.
throwing in BG, like, wherever she can. She's coming through with the dusters. Like, I'm here for it. So
Yes.
I'm putting Skylar in there. How many people do we have in first team?
I think it's 5.
Okay.
5 each team.
I might have to go with Shatori Walker-Kimbrough.
She always comes fitted.
From the home team, and they're always sleeping on her.
Yes, fair.
And she just brings a whole bunch of different vibes. Like, she can switch it up. Arike's
been doing her thing.
And Izzy.
Yes. Izzy's been doing her thing.
I can't even believe I listed her last, and she's definitely at the top of my list. She's been doing her thing, for real. And especially since she's gotten, since she's became a Jordan Brand athlete.
Yes.
She comes up with her stylist, yeah.
And I love how versatile she got. Like, she can give you the tomboy, she can give you the girly girl, she can give you cozy fam. Like, she's got a range. So your top 5's not that different from mine. I got Sue, I got Izzy, I got Jewel Lloyd. I think Jewel Lloyd.
She was in my head the whole time, and I'm like, let me make sure I'm not missing anybody.
I think Jewel Lloyd is just like one of the best fitted in the league through and through, because I think her flow really like reminds me of my flow. It's just like that casual, like not doing too much,
but still show up. Chill, but still a big deal. Yeah,
exactly. Chill, but still a big deal.
Yes.
I'm taking that.
Yes. Next caption.
That's a little IG caption. I like that. All right, what else? That's 3. I think I'm going. I gotta put Sky in there too, because that's like her vibe from like. Because she does more like that edgy look, right?
Yeah.
That's very much my like when I want to look and stuff, like I love that. I mess with that real heavy. And then 5th, I gotta go Shatori too. Okay. Shatori steps, man. Shatori steps. Like she's very low key with it. Like
low key.
She's not out here like, flexing and doing all her thing. Like she just like, she puts on and she does her thing. Like, and she styles herself, if I'm not mistaken. Like she's really into the fashion game. So yeah. I'm with it. That's a good top 5. I'm interested to see what comes out.
I think, so we're the only Jewel Lloyd. I'm trying to think who are the only differences in ours.
I think it's just Jewel.
Just Jewel.
And would I take off Arike? I didn't put Arike on there.
Okay.
Which Arike?
That's a good toss-up, though, honestly.
Shit, but Arike's pretty tough, too. Like, I'd be between...
When she came out with that Outcast in them silver pants, a vibe.
I'd be between Shatori and Arike for that 5th spot.
Okay.
I gotta... Okay. And then my MVP is Jewel. Like, that vibe is just so me. Like, I mess with it. And Sue's obviously making her 5th final.
That's true.
But I don't know. I gotta... I'm going with Jewel for my MVP.
I wish we had our sticky note like moments so that y'all could keep track, but we'll come back with it.
We'll put them on, on the screen. They'll be there. Just imagine them. Just pull up the fits and you'll see them. But yeah, I gotta go with that. And one of the cool things that we got to do leading up to this All-Star break is we got to shoot our volume 2 of the WSLAM magazine. Really proud to really touch on a topic that needs more love and attention, because how many leagues can you point to where the players have a child, literally grow a person in their bodies, 9 months later have them, and 5 weeks later are back on the court?
I mean, just being a mom in general and carrying a kid is a lot. And then having to come back out and play right after that. Like having to get your body back in shape, mentally dealing with postpartum, like all of that. Like those are all things that I feel like we don't talk about. And it's just one of those things that it's like, oh, they're a woman, so... It's just normal, right? It's the norm.
But, and that's, I think even Nafisa talked about it in her interview, was like how helpful this new CBA has been, because it gives them resources to be able to be working moms, because men don't have to think about those things. Like you can have a baby one day and play the next day. Like at the end of the day, that's the reality of it, right? And so what they've done is really just inspire, because like, I don't know about you, but right, for me, I'm getting to 30. I'm always worried, like, man, how am I going to be able to be a mom, balance being a mom and like having a career, right? Yeah. You want to dream of both. And like, they are the two, I mean, not only two, there's many before them that have come, but like, they are 2 living examples of, what women can do, and that there's no limitations to that.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, just speaking on like the new CBA and how supportive the league has been, now with that, it's so many, you see so many of the players that are like, that have had kids, and you may have seen them kind of like struggle when they come back trying to figure out like, oh, I had to take this time off. Now, where do I fit in when I come? Or if I have to go to a new team because they had to replace me while I was on maternity leave, or I was figuring out like how much I wanted to, or how long I wanted to be home with my kid. Like even just how they have considered that and renegotiating that CBA, and that's a part of the agreement, like that's a huge milestone because being a woman, I mean, of course, not every woman wants to have kids, but that is one of the greatest things that women can do is being able to bear a child.
100%.
And so...
And have the dream of both.
Honor. Yeah, exactly.
Have
to
the
be
dream
able
of both.
to do both.
Exactly, and have a dream of both because that is something that's just so major that like, I feel like society has always kind of put like, almost like a bad connotation on it. It's like, oh, well, if you're working, you're not with your kid or you're not like, it's like, nah, like why?
I can do both.
There's no balance. And what was so beautiful is I remember when I spoke to De'Erica, she actually started tearing up mid-interview, which that doesn't happen very often because she had gotten a message from Amaya's daughter or Amaya's teacher telling her that Amaya was showing all her kids in her classmates what that her mom had to do for AllStar or something. I can't remember what the specific was, but she was showing them and just how proud she was. And De'Erica was just talking like, it feels so good to see those moments because I always feel guilt, being away from her. But it's like Amaya at even 5 years old can recognize that that's a hero. That's someone that
she can look up to.
She can look up to and be one day. And it's an example for her to potentially follow. And like, those are the types of things that like just don't get like a lot of love on because we're just so worried about the negative or what's been missing out. And that's what I hope. And like, when we talk about the CBA, I hope like different companies and society really starts taking that to notice. Because at the end of the day, like when we talk about maternity leave and all these resources that women have to be working moms, a lot of these companies just don't have that and don't foster it in a way that like really allows the mom to like come back on her own terms, right? So I think they're just two living examples of what the world can be like. And I'm so glad that we got to feature them. And a huge shout out to the ones that came before them and Cheryl Swoops and Candace Parker and Tiana Hawkins. I mean, just so many women that have really paved the way for De'Erica and Nafisa to now be working moms.
Yeah, you don't even have to worry about it. It's almost like you don't want it to become a norm of like, oh, they're moms, so it's a normal thing. But you want it to be a norm where like, I can hoop, I can be great at this game, and I can also have a family and really just embrace that entire, like both sides of me and, be multifaceted. It's something that I think is great to see how it's evolved.
And Skylar, I think, even started in Diggin' Smith about that mama strength term. I mean, these players come back better than they were before. And so
I've heard players actually talk about that. They're like, when players come back from maternity leave, it's like
they're stronger.
They're strong as hell.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like I want to go up against her. Yeah,
right. That shit is real. That is real. And so like they're not going to come back better because of X, Y, and Z. It's all a myth.
Yeah.
The reality, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, you see these games, you see these women play and show out day after day. And, I'm just so excited that we got to explore this topic and really shine light to it because, again, two living examples of what the league has done to this point and that people should really follow. And I'm so proud. And such a fun moment. I got to go to the De'Erica shoot. Amaya was the best to work with. I mean, she made us take photos with Sonic and Tail, her two little stuffed animals. I've got them.
Yes,
I got them on my phone.
Those pictures.
They're the cutest thing ever. And it's just like, it reminds you like about, the beautiful things in life and like other things that like, we were experiencing so much like negative sometimes that we forget to pause and look and like think about, those moments and how cool, right? That we got to feature one of the kids that, I mean, is like a face, quote unquote, of the league, right? She was big in the bubble and we got to see her everywhere. So really
I want to hear about like, how was Amaya in the shoot? Like, she was serving face on the cover. So give us a little inside scoop of like, was she doing a little creative directing? Were y'all telling her how to pose?
Well, she kind of knew what she was doing. Like I
can believe it.
Yo, she hit the Iverson shrug on her own, guys. I ain't tell her to do that. She went like this, and I go, lean towards your mom. She goes, I'll go,
that's the one.
That's the photo. Like I saw the photo happen. I was like, that's the cover. That's
all you needed.
It's a wrap. Bye. Like we're out. I mean, she knew what she was doing. And I heard from the Nafisa shoot who Arvin went to, same thing. I mean, like just business. Like they got in, they got out, like trooper. And it's like, easy money. They make it look so easy. And I know it's not. Holding a baby in one arm and a ball in another.
And she's a newborn. Mila's a newborn.
About a month and a half old. Not even.
Yeah.
So listen, Fee's going to be back on the court too. That's what we heard because she wants to play with her last year with Sil. So I'm excited for that. We got a lot to look forward to. Let's cheers to that. What a phenomenal season here. Weekend here in Chicago.
Definitely. We in Chi-Town with the vibes.
Chi-Town with the vibes. Cheers to the vibes.
Yes.
I need a few more of these. That pineapple be hitting though.
I really like this pineapple.
The pineapple's my vibe.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
I had a citrus squeeze earlier. That one was good too, but this pineapple is really hitting though.
Hitting.
Yeah.
Right. That's a wrap. See you guys next time.
Peace.